Hi again, Anisa.
Hi, Latoya. How are you doing?
I am excellent. Well,
Awesome.
two of your story on Defying the Odds. It's good to see you again. Good to have you again. So the last time we met, we would have spoken about your childhood, your early childhood development, and the story ended where you would have spoken about the fact that you worked with the youth division in the Ministry of Education for years, and you would have gotten promoted to Senior Programs Development Officer just before you would have branched out to become an independent consultant. So I want to talk today about your journey in as an independent consultant, right? So you now found and operate, you've founded and you operate Life Skills Publishing and Consultancy Services, and I think Life Skills Academy, right? So
Yes.
let's talk about that journey now. You also write books, a number of books and programs for the Ministry of Education and for your own program. So
Yes.
let us now talk about your journey. What would have compelled you to leave your senior post to go into consultancy? Is it something that you had in mind all along? What was the motivation behind that?
Well, it's very ironic to know, I would have been promoted as Senior Programs Development Specialist just 6 months before I decided that, listen, it was now or never. So that's very ironic, Latoya, for a lot of persons. Like, oh my God, you're at the top of your career. I would have been next to the senior programs, the senior director. So I was second in line to the senior director in the youth division, right? But I believe that my life, it's a calling, it's a purpose. And I clearly felt the Holy Spirit saying, it's time to step. I clearly heard that in my spirit from God, that it's time to step, because this was really my passion from a long time. And so many things caused me to just hold on a little longer, hold on. And the Lord told me, time to go, time to let go. And so I gave in my resignation. That was the September 2019. And I decided that, yes, it's time to go in full. So I employed an administrative assistant. I set up my office and everything. I have a house that I renovated and turned into an office. And, I started doing my marketing in the schools, etc., because, that's my main area of focus. So my plan was to go out and to the workshops and to promote the books. That was the business I had in mind. Promotion of my books and doing workshops for the development of students and development of educators. That was the only plan. And my dear, as you know, just a few months, imagine going out October, November, December, January, February, not even 6 months. And then the COVID-19 pandemic hit our island. Latoya?
Yes.
The rest is history for 2020.
So that was a very devastating time for you, because you are now a new business owner, right? You have always had the books. You started writing these books and you actually had published some of these books and they were in some schools, correct?
Correct.
Yes, and tell us about the books though. What are the names of the books that you do and what are the books about?
All right, so far I have actually 10 hardcover books that I've written, and I have 4 ebooks on Amazon. All right, so the hardcover books, basically they focus on life skills. And these are basic skills that we need to do well. We need these skills to be able to cope with the different challenges and demands of life. The specific areas that I write for are guidance and counseling and health and family life education. Now, these are established subjects in schools. All right, so that was my main focus of writing for these areas.
And you actually started the writing of the books when you left college. It was
yes,
after leaving Sam Sharp Teachers College, right? That
yes,
this vision, because you would have recognized that there weren't a lot of books. Actually, I don't know if there was any in this
not at all
textbooks that deals with guidance and counseling and family life education. So you started writing it from that time, right?
That is so. So, you know, I recognize in college that we don't have much. We look to America for these resources. And so I started writing them from a very long time. And I believe that I would have been the first author in terms of a comprehensive guidance and counseling textbooks for the island, you know, based on my research, my latest research with the National Library, right? So for guidance and counseling, I would have been the pioneer in terms of writing the textbooks.
Wow, wow, wow. So when did you get these books out? The first time you got them out, when was that? What year was that?
The first time that I got them out, I think it was about 2008,
Okay.
thereabouts.
Okay.
So it was a really long time.
Yeah, so you were still at the youth division, working as a youth empowerment officer, but you were writing and promoting these textbooks.
Yes, I was promoting them to guidance counselors.
Mm-hmm.
And the uptake was very good. Remember, these are new and it was excitement, you know, for the guidance counselors. Mm-hmm. But because of my job with the ministry, I really, in terms of getting the books, focusing on them, developing them further. Because remember, when I leave college, I would have left with a diploma in guidance and counseling, right?
Yes.
So I would have needed to continue the development, but because of my job, I sometimes for years without even upgrading or anything. And so I decided to go and do my master's degree in curriculum development.
Right.
And to start focusing on the book. So it wasn't until 2020 actually that I rewrote the books. Okay. I rewrote the books and then I gave them over now to the media services department in the ministry for them to review. So they have been there from 2020 or late 2019. They're there at the ministry waiting for a review. Right. Okay. So because of the pandemic and everything, I'm in touch with them, but it's really slowed the process. Okay. Right. So it's been a passion for a long time.
Right. And so you write these books for primary and secondary students, correct?
Correct. Correct.
So show us the books again and let us see the names. If you could just let us know the names of the ones you have.
All right, so I have written for primary. I have the grades 1 to grade 6, guidance and counseling. So this is a grade 6 primary book.
Okay.
So I have, these are all the primary, right? Mm-hmm. And these are actually the second edition of the books. Okay. Okay. All right, and then now the high school ones, the ones that I revamped. So I'm still to revamp the primary ones to the 3rd edition. Now this is the latest when it comes to guidance and counseling for the high school. Is the latest, and I'm telling you, Lataya, when you hear the counselors talk about this book, it's very comprehensive. Wow. When you hear them talk, it's comprehensive because I'm telling you, I put everything in there. I put everything in there based on your learning style. The objectives are categorized based on knowledge, behavioral, attitudinal. When it comes to a proper book,
Yes.
Every single counselor, really, all of them I know, they have at least one copy of this book.
Okay.
Right. So I'm so excited for the ministry to approve it now so we can get it not just in Jamaica, but across the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm. So with it's both the books cover the content and
Yes.
it also has a workbook section or
Yes.
activities in it that the children can do.
Certainly. So it's both a text and a workbook. So it has so it's like a manual and workbook then. Both the manual and the workbook. So this is one. I also have to this, the grade 9 one, which focuses on career. So the grade 9 to this, it focuses comprehensively on career development. Then I have the HFLE, very, very comprehensive. You know, HFLE is activity-based, skill-based. And I also have the safety and security. Oh my God, that one surprised me. Right now, I can tell you, I couldn't find a safety and security book. All of them finished. All of them are finished. The safety and security education book, they went like wildfire. I'm telling you, yes. All right, so the books are amazing. Not because I wrote them, but based on the feedback that I'm getting from people, the revised books. Yes, amazing.
So you know you have this brilliant idea because you have your books.
Yes.
Want to continue to work on them. You have this awesome idea of going international with this, and you know, I'm just gonna branch out and I'm gonna go in on my own.
Right.
Life Skills Publishing, was it birthed prior to you going out on your own as a consultant?
Yes, it was. Actually, this company was registered years it was registered for years, over 10 years. Okay. So the name was registered, right? So the name and the vision, it has always been there. But in terms of operationalizing, no, it wasn't until last year that I really came out to focus on it. Because remember, I'm working for the government. You understand? So I wasn't working on my business, right? So it wasn't until I came out now that Life Skills Publishing, now you start hearing about it, I do videos promoting it, etc. But that wasn't being done before.
Okay.
Right.
You have come out and you want to start this now. You want to, you know, hit the ground running.
Yes.
Yes. Came COVID.
Let's
talk about that.
Oh my God, Latoya. Oh my God, that was an experience. I'm telling you, to be honest,
yes,
I have never in my adult life. It was last year after the COVID hit and all the schools were closed. I had to send home, of course, my administrative assistant. I couldn't afford to pay her anymore. I literally had to close down my operations.
That was so many months. So you left the ministry. Let's put it in context now. So you left the ministry which year, which month?
So I left the ministry the end of September. September 2019 was my last.
Okay.
Right. And so I would have started my company now going out in October. From October to the following year, then school closed down in March. Right. So after May, remember after May, then I had to send home my assistant, and I really went into a state of shock because you know when the body experiences something drastic,
yes,
it's either it fights, it flights, or it goes into shock. I went into shock. I literally didn't know what to do. And a lot of person might say, so why you didn't just go back? Because I had the opportunity to go back, thank God, you know, based on my work ethics and, you know, the quality of work that I produce, I could have. But I felt like, remember this journey for me, it would have been years in coming, years in wanting to step out, years in want. I felt like I was too far to turn back. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It was because I know it was God who told me to step out, but I had no idea that this was the darkness. This was the journey that I would have to go through. I'm telling you, because remember, you know, I have a family. My husband at the time was a student.
Okay.
So, and then my monthly salary now, there's no more monthly salary coming in.
Okay.
So can you imagine the financial crisis?
Yes.
You know, that this would have caused. It was terrible. It was terrible. I couldn't pay my bills. I could not pay my bills. So a lot of things got into, you know, bankruptcy, etc. But somehow God kept me. I still had hope. Every time, the closest I came to turning back would have been my children. You know, I value children. I value their education so much. It's my children to say, listen, you know, maybe I'll just have to go back so that I can finance their education, etc. But each time I'm to make that, God always give me some glimmer of hope. So listen, don't turn back yet.
Yes.
Wait, have a little more faith. And I believe, Latoya, I believe it was God taking me through. God was preparing me, Latoya. It was a preparation. That valley, when we go into valleys, listen and learn the lessons that God wants for you. He wanted to teach me some lessons. He wanted to teach me what it felt like to have absolutely nothing, no one but Him alone to look to.
Yes. Yes.
Him alone. And I remember, let me tell you when I believe I got my breakthrough. It was December 2020. And I came home one weekend, I never forget. And my daughter, she had some coursework, etc. to do because she's in sixth form. And we came home to see the internet cut off. The internet bill was late. The internet was cut off. And I remember my daughter, she was so strong in all of this. She was, because she know my dream and she was supporting me and pushing me. And there were times like when I said to her, it's like I gave up. And she would say like, Mommy, and she would look at me so disappointedly. So she was always strong in faith.
Yes.
And this weekend I came home and the cable wasn't there and she wanted to do her assignment. And she just started to cry. And you know, any mother would have break down and start crying. And I didn't. I just burst out into praises. And I felt I was now able to praise God through the crisis.
Wow.
And it was like, that was the lesson. God wanted me to be able to glorify Him, to worship Him, to not worry, to have faith, and to believe that, listen, I am the one that told you to step. I know the plans. This is Jeremiah 29:11. He says, I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you. It wasn't until I was able to accept all of that, to be obedient. From that moment, it's like I started seeing light. Like nothing that was happening around me never bothered me anymore.
Yes, yes.
I was just going through in faith. And so by January now, 2021, it was like the dawn of a new day. That was when the Scotia, and we can talk a little bit, the Scotia Vision Achiever program came up. And I'm telling you, it's like, wow.
So for this Scotia Vision Achievement, let's talk about that. Is it something that you saw, that you applied for? Let us talk to us about what that is. What is that?
All right. So I saw this ad. It was in the Gleaner, and they were reaching out to entrepreneurs to do a pitch. Right. So you had to fill out a form stating what your business is about, etc., to see if they would select you to be a part of a coaching. So it was a business coaching program, very comprehensive. And so I filled it out. I got shortlisted. I was called into Kingston in front of a panel to pitch. You know, you have to pitch your idea, right? Okay. And so Life Skills Publishing, I was selected to be a part of the program. And when I went in and I saw who the coach was, I was like, oh my God. For years, I wanted to be coached by this lady, Marcia Woonchoy. She's action coach leader for Jamaica. So action coach is an international international business coaching firm. So she has the franchise for Jamaica. And I've always wanted to be coached by her. And no, Scotiabank paid millions. When I say millions, because it's not cheap. Millions of dollars for 25 small entrepreneurs to receive coaching from this awesome firm.
Okay.
And that was the turning point of that really helped to open up my knowledge about business. Because remember, I told you, when I left ministry, I just had the books in mind and the workshops. But when I finished the coaching program now, I really understood what business was. I had no clue what business. I know how to write books.
Yes.
I didn't know about business.
Yes.
So now I know about business. I know what a business is. So it wasn't a business that I left ministry to do. It was just creating my own self-employment.
Yes.
But now it is a business. Life skills is a business. And I'll share the definition with you from Action Coach. It's not the business training that we get, Latoya, is not academia training. Like if you go and do an MBA in this, you're not gonna get this knowledge. The knowledge that we get, it's from millionaires, from people who have been there and they have done that. They actually have a system. They have a formula for your business success. You couldn't get this in no university, no MBA. I'm telling you, Action Coach International. You couldn't get it, right? So we had to do our vision statements or mission statements, and they teach you the formula for success. So a business is a commercially profitable enterprise that works without you. So in setting up a business, it's supposed to work without you. Oftentimes when you think about businesses, people are in there, they're just self-employed. It's not a business supposed to work without you. So they teach you, how is it that you set up the systems to have people working for you.
For you.
That's what, yes.
For you.
So when you just start out, Latoya, you may start out doing everything. You may start out doing the accounting, the HR, the marketing, etc. But they teach you how to get out of it. So if you want to start 10 different businesses and have them working for you, putting money into your pocket, then they teach you the system, how to do that.
Wow.
So we had so many books to read. Let me tell you, it's an amazing knowledge. It is, how is it that you really set up a successful business, right? So that is what I have. Yes.
Yes. Out of that, you would have now had a fresh view.
A fresh view. A fresh view.
Yes.
So looking at Life Skills Publishing now, we're going to be starting promoting now. We're going to be taking on more students so now I'll tell you a little bit about that, how the academy part of it started. We're going to be looking now to start taking on recruiting students and also recruiting life skills coaches. So we're going to have life skills coaches and life skills facilitators. Right? So there I'll be employing people to be operating the services, etc. So that's what a business is, right? Yes.
And for life skills, you business plan now is working with children, working with educators and parents.
Certainly, and also going into the business community. So that's another part of it. So working with parents, working with educators, working with the children, and working with the business community in terms of the life skills, or we call them the employability skills. So for companies, we're looking at like leadership, leading with emotional intelligence, leadership courses. We're looking at public speaking courses. We're looking at the employability skills in terms of organizational skills, time management skills, strategic planning, right? There's so many life skills that are needed. That's not the young people that are gone into the business sector to work. They don't have these life skills, right? Team building skills, etc. Right? So that's a fourth aspect as to our target audience.
Okay, yes. Okay. So now you, in addition to this, you would have also during that time of COVID, you would have also written a program, say for security consultancy, because of education wanted to launch a safety and security project,
right?
Looking for consultancies across Ireland.
Yes,
a program. So you also write
programs. Yes,
right.
Yes, certainly.
So, yes. So let's talk about that now. Your writing skills.
Yes. So what happened actually for 2020, that's the major thing that I can remember doing, writing that program for the ministry. And also writing a program for life skills that was called a social and emotional learning program. So it wasn't safety and security. I'd written that just before leaving the ministry. I wrote that program for them from that time. The new program that I wrote for them was a behavior management program. So they were looking for consultants in terms of behavior management. And Life Skills Publishing was one of the successful consultancy firms selected for Region 3. So Region 3, that it's St. Anne and Trelawney. So we are the consultant for that project, but we're awaiting it to begin because of the pandemic, schools are out.
And this program is targeted at high school children?
It is targeted at high school children with behavioral issues. Yes, so we are focusing mainly on what we call the Tier 2 and Tier 3 children. These are children who are on the brink of getting suspended, or children who have been suspended and we need to get them back into school.
Yes. And
Yes.
you would have had a lot of experience with children like those, having worked with unattached youths.
Certainly.
Right?
Certainly.
Right. So let's talk about unattached youths.
Yes.
What was it like working with these unattached youths?
It was very difficult. It was very difficult. And that is why I believe so much in parents and all stakeholders, putting in so much effort into preventing or young people from being unattached, because it's the hardest thing to get them back, Latoya. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. And even the effort, I can say no, the programs that are being done, if you look at the research, it will show you that they're not effective. And the reason being is that for true behavior change to take place, you have to have continuous empowerment. It doesn't stop. A 6 weeks program, a month, a 4 months, these young people, they need years. I'm telling you, for behavior change to take place, sometimes they need to be removed from their environment. So this work of working with at-risk and unattached youth is not a simple task. It's a long-term thing. It is long-term.
What were some of the challenges that you found with these students? What are some of the behaviors that they exhibited?
Well, for working with unattached youth, some of them would get involved into drug abuse, for example. Oh my God, a lot of them, would have been misusing substance. So that is one thing. Some of them would have been involved in crime and violence. Some of them, it's in terms of the educational qualifications, they're not there. And they don't have the support to go back to school and to ensure that they finish their education, right? So the poverty was a big part of it. The poverty, sometimes they will get the opportunity free. Let me tell you, free to go and get a level 2 to go under training. And sometimes they can't even find the lunch money. And I'm telling you, I've seen programs where even Heart, etc., provide the stipend for them to get the lunch. Sometimes they can't find the fare Or sometimes they get in the lunch and they get in the fare, but they don't have the motivation. They don't have the motivation. And for me, you know, if I should go back and do any kind of programs with unattached, that's the first thing. The intrinsic motivation has to be there. You could have given them intrinsic. You can't give them, you no matter how much money you give them, you no matter how free the program is, if they don't reach the place where they want to change and they see the need, and that, listen, I have to sacrifice, I have to be responsible, I have to put out the hard work, then listen, is like a basket carrying water. All of it, all the money where the government spend, everything is gonna waste because they have to take ownership. And that is, I'm so passionate. That is why, you know, the programs that I write, etc., social and emotional learning, it's about teaching young people self-reliance. It's about teaching them about character and teaching them to operate above the point of power. We have to be careful that we don't keep giving them things and thinking. I don't want them to develop the mentality that they are somehow entitled. And everything you're looking to government or you're looking to your elder, sometimes you see people they're begging on the road and stuff. No, we're doing an injustice to our young people and to our children. They need to learn that they need to develop responsibility, they need to be accountable, and they need to work hard for what they want. That's life. Nothing is handed to you on a platter, right? So that's the mission, to teach them the life skills that they need to do well and to be self-reliant, like how Marcus Garvey taught us that we need to be self-reliant.
Let's talk about where these unattached youths live. Because when we say a youth is unattached, are we referring to the fact that he or she is unattached from a school or a home or both?
Well, when we say unattached, yes, it's all of those. In the definition speaks to not being in employment or in any form of educational institution or any form of groups, etc. And we do have young people who are street people. They live on the streets, right? So you are indeed correct. That we talk about unattached, and they can be, we talk about at-risk youth as well. They can be at risk at risk for so many things, at risk for substance abuse, at risk for getting involved in a gang, at risk for different things. So that is what we talk about unattached. It's like they're not a part of the society, they're not engaged, in contributing anything, whether for their personal development or they're in a job, you know. So that is what we classify as unattached youth.
Okay. And so the job that you would have done at the youth development, at the youth unit is trying to get these youths attached.
That's it.
So you would want to get them into programs like hard trust programs and so on.
JFLL programs, or getting them into employment, getting them to be a part of a service group or youth club, just to get them involved, to get them participating. Because listen, it is the fault. If they're not doing anything, the brain not being used productively, guess what? They're gonna get involved in crime, violence. The statistic shows that it's our young people are the main perpetrators. If you look at the National Youth Policy, they're the main perpetrators and the main victims of crime and violence. So that's a critical cohort to look on. Very critical.
Okay. So how do you do the balance though, Anisa? Because you seem to do so many things. You have a family, you have 3 children, you're married, and you're writing all of these books, you're running a business, you know, you are a full-time employee. How do you balance and how do you ensure that work-life balance? Talk to us about that. That is also a life
Work life, it's also a life skill.
Yes.
It has to do with being disciplined, self-discipline, time management, knowing your priority. And it's very simple. It's simple. It becomes simple when you know what your goal is and your focus. So I have, in terms of when I write, I like to write at nights. You know, I'll get up and write. And in terms of work-life balance, my children that is priority for me. So we make time to play, we make time to do things together, to take them to the beach, etc. So I'm very much aware of that, as I'm an advocate for work-life balance, you know, and I have a very supportive family, and especially a very supportive extended family. I'm telling you, I feel like my extended family, I feel like they sacrifice everything for me. God no. In terms of their education and development, like my sisters, I mean, none of them have gone beyond high school. I kid you not. None of them have gone beyond high school. My mom, I told her already, my mom, she did domestic work. And that little, let me tell you something. I don't know what those persons wouldn't do for me.
Wow.
And so I feel like, you know, they have poured into me so much in my good time, my bad time, no matter what. That's how I am. My little extended family, is not a lot of us, but I have that pillar of support. So I couldn't do it alone.
Yes.
So if anything, and they need to help take the kids, or if I'm going anywhere, they are there. Then behind me, cluck, cluck, cluck.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
I feel it's my little family. Yeah. My little family. Support is there.
Perhaps you need to write a book about family support. And
oh my God, family support. Yes.
Yes.
Man. That's my yaya. We call it, that's my mom. Yaya. Oh my God. I can't, my mom and my sisters.
Yes.
I'm telling you. Oh my God. Man, I don't even want to talk. My grandmother, oh my God. That's how I have people who will sacrifice. I'm telling you, they will sacrifice their life.
Wow.
That is the family relationship I have. Oh my God.
You have the help.
Yes.
So as it relates to life skills academy now, let's zoom in a little bit more on what you do at Life Skills Academy. Yeah. How are those programs run? How many students you have and what you do with these students? How are they engaged?
All right. So remember in 2020, I told you I really went into a period of just freezing, didn't know to turn left, right, or center. And then I said, go back to basic. And I said, let me start offering the life skills, being a guidance counselor. And I created a flyer. And I remember this one parent especially, she kept bugging me, when are you gonna start? And so I started with about 5 children last year. And I decided to pilot this program, the social and emotional learning program with them. And last year I served 23 children, passed and had a graduation and everything, but it was a pilot. I wanted to pilot it. And it was featured for this year's Child's Month, May 2021. One of the children was featured in the paper. Wow. And I'm telling you, that was amazing. When you hear, I even did the testimonial from the mom to see the vast, drastic change that happened. And this coming week, I'll be featuring now some other parents that came into this new program. For this year, I'll be featuring some of the parents to see the great shift that the children, I had children, when they came in, they wouldn't even talk. I didn't even know that sometimes I have to be saying, oh, your mic is not working. They wouldn't even talk. When you hear this, when you see the growth, right? And you can look out, I'll share the YouTube videos with you for those testimonials. The program speaks for itself. So what it is, it's a social and emotional learning program. It consists of 4 modules. Module 1 is about self-development. So I teach them about their self, because that's where greatness begins. You have to know yourself. So they know about their personality, their temperament, their learning styles, and it's about character. We teach them about character development, and then I move them into emotional intelligence. Right? So they learn about the different emotions and how it impacts the body and how to control their thoughts, etc. Then I move them into social development. This is where the communication skills, they learn about speaking, public speaking. They learn about empathy, things like that. And then finally, the final module is on leadership. So this current cohort that I have, they'll be moving into leadership next month. And then I start recruiting for November, right? So it's a massive shift with the children, the personal development. It's the greatest satisfaction really comes to me from seeing people grow and develop, you know, and contribute to making the world a better place. So that is how that program was birthed. So that's Life Skills Academy, where parents will be able to get courses on demand for their children. On demand means the courses will be recorded, meaning you can go in and say, okay, I want my child to do something on study skills. You go, you pay for your course, and they do the different video lessons. Or it can be face-to-face, where you have a life skills facilitator actually doing the classes with the children. That they would have to pay more. So it's cheaper if you just go in and do your course on your own and do the assignments and upload them. Or you can have a facilitator facilitating the children. Those life skills courses will not only be for children, but for adults as well, right? Because adults too need life skills. So that is where Life Skills Academy is. It's the teaching learning part. So, you know, I'm a curriculum writer. So I write the curriculum. I have the social and emotional learning curriculum. I'm able to write the different modules, the different lesson plans. So that's how it is. You have the curriculum, the big curriculum, then you have the different modules that make it up, and then you have the different units, and then you have the lessons that make up the units. Right. Okay. So that's Life Skills Academy.
Okay.
Right.
And all of these programs that you offer Life Skills Academy, you're saying that persons can go on, and we're going to leave your links under these videos to show where persons can go on, your handles on I know you're on Instagram.
Yes.
I know you're on YouTube, where persons can find you, and they can on and they can do these courses and see the results and the growth and development, right?
Certainly. So the courses, the on-demand courses will be launched for November. So where you can just go on and choose your course and do it, that will be launched for November. Okay. So right now we are going to be, starting next week, I'll be sending out the flyers in terms of getting in applications, whether you want to do on demand or you want to do the live sessions. You'll have that option.
Okay, great.
Yes. And I must tell you, the one that I'm most excited about right now is the one for educators. Latoya, it's the greatest time in history to be an educator. You know why? Because you can start your own education business online. So I'll be teaching educators how to develop their courses and sell it online. That is one thing. Yes. So I'll be teaching them to develop their courses and sell it online, or if they want to write their books. So it doesn't have to be a course. I'll be teaching them how to write their books and sell it online, to do blogs, because you can make a lot of money from blogging, right? So those are the people interested in writing. Or for persons who want to be, you know, do public speaking, they want to be motivational speakers, or they want to do workshops and sell it online as well. Or for persons who are interested in becoming coaches. And it can be coaching in anything at all. Whatever you have something to share and you want to be a coach, I have developed a coaching course for persons, and you will not only learn the technical skills, but they learn the business skill. Remember what I told you? That the business education that I got, you can't get it from no MBA. So that will be a part of it, the business part of it, plus the technical skill, plus it's online. So you have to get the, you know, in terms of your website to set up, your Instagram page, your YouTube channel, all of that, to make sure that you have a presence online where you can serve the world. It's about giving service to the world. So I'm excited for our educators to share with them and our counselors, guidance counselors. Yes.
So are these courses certified though? Will you?
Well, what I'll be doing, the courses, let me tell you, to be honest, Life Skills Publishing, we are not a university. So for example, the University Council of Jamaica, they certify the courses. This is a personal development company. And that is one of the mindsets that I know that I'll have work to do in terms of helping people to see that, listen, we are in a different dispensation. If you have say, an employee mentality, right? Persons are going to say, okay, I want to see my course UCCJ, so maybe I can take it to my employer to get increase in salary. It's a different mindset, Latoya, where you have to invest in yourself. There are so many courses to be done online, and nobody asking about certification. It's about your personal development so that you can offer things to the world. This whole thing of certification, it's really for it's for if you're going, let's say you're going to give a certificate to the ministry to get increase in pay. The programs that I'm offering, it's for your personal development so that you can become an entrepreneur online and serve people. So it's not for a course that you say, okay, I'm going to get 3 credits that I can put it towards doing my degree or my doctorate or my master's. No. So it's a different objective. However, I have in mind to partner with a particular higher learning institution. So that's something coming up. I have that in mind to partner with a higher, because you will have people like that. If it's not coming from an official university or college, they're not going to do it. So to satisfy, and I know a lot of educators are like that. So to satisfy that, I'm going to be seeking, I'm going to be doing a proposal to a particular higher level educational institution to partner so that we can have it to say, okay, it's coming from UWI or okay, it's coming from UTech for persons to feel better, because that is how we are socialized. Right? But in truth and in fact, the world has gone far from there, far from there. Education, your personal development, you just need to go online and do so. There's so many courses for you to do for your personal development. Remember I told you, like the action coach thing, that course, it was millions of dollars. And it's, you know, UCJ certified or any of these certified body. It is certified because these persons, they have been there and they have done it. They have proven it. It's a proven formula for success. And they don't need no certification from these external bodies, right? So it's going to take, what's happening now is going to take shift. Just like with school. Who would have thought that we would have schools without walls?
Yes.
Who would have thought that, you know? So we have to be open with our thinking and be ready to look at things in the non-conventional way or the non-traditional way. Because education, trust me, education is so much more accessible. It is, everybody will be able to get it without have to be going to a UWI or a UTech or anything. It's a different dispensation, Latoya.
I hear a young man, I listen to a young man who is able to speak 3 different languages, and he learned them on YouTube.
All right. I
Not
did not say anything more. So education has no barriers anymore to say, okay, this have to be certified, or if you don't have this certificate, listen, you are now able to get the education that fits you. You remember, multiple intelligence theory. So it's not about me trying to fit in which course the university is offering. It's looking at me to say, okay, what is my skill? What is my passion? And going online and finding the course that fits you without the barriers. So what the technology has done, it's removed the barriers. If you want to learn, you just go online. There are no more barriers to you getting educated. You hear that, okay, if you don't have 5 CXCs, you have to have matriculation requirements, and you don't have 5 CXCs, you can't get in. And that is what I need our young people to know, Latoya, that there are no more barriers. The barriers are torn down. So it is so much now about them being self-agency, them having ambition, as we call it, have ambition, and go out and seek knowledge. There's a place for everyone now because we have the internet. There's a place. Once you know something more than somebody else, you can go and share it online.
Yes.
Yes.
And there is a big emphasis also on competency.
I love how you mentioned that. And I must say, all our programs, it's competency based. Because knowledge is so accessible now, it has to be, what can you do?
What can you do?
Right now, I'm a consultant with a particular university, helping them to write a program. And my role is to ensure that the curriculum is reorganized to be competency-based.
Right.
Competency-based education and training, I'm advocating for it. And so all our programs, they are competency-based. It's not just learning, but you have to be able to apply what you have learned. So perfect. Thanks for that.
Yes, because you can, I was thinking on it, about it on the background certification.
Yes.
You can be certified, but you're really competent.
Can do.
Yeah, so those certification is important, and it's some fields, it's very important. But more importantly, nowadays, is competency.
Well said. And it has to be like that because it's the 21st century. You have to be able to show that you can do, right? So it's not just about acquiring knowledge. And I must tell you, the person, I think his name was Frederick Bacon, who developed the term knowledge is power. But in my online studies and etc., one person added now that knowledge is power when applied. So he added to that quote, knowledge is power when applied. So it's a different, we're in a different dispensation.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And you were telling me that Robert Kiyosaki says
yes,
that knowledge is the new money.
There you go. Robert says knowledge is the new money. So it's how do you leverage your knowledge? Because how do you would have spent so much on your education, Natalia? I would have spent so much on my education over these years. I'm telling you, I'm still spending. When I look back on my life, I spend on myself, but guess what? No, I don't regret it.
Yes.
Because it is how now I'm able to use that knowledge to produce books, use that knowledge to write courses and sell them.
Yes.
Right? So now I'm seeing how knowledge is money, right? Yes. But educators will have to be willing now and to have somebody to show them, somebody who have been there to show them, how is it that I leverage my knowledge? I can put it in a book and sell the ebook. I can put it in courses, or I can coach people, right? So it's for educators now to apply that knowledge that they have gained to help other people to make the world a better place.
Right, awesome. And Anisa, you have also been nominated for the Governor General's Award of Excellence. I don't want to leave without mentioning that. And talk to us about that.
Oh, yes, I was surprised when I got the email. So, yes, I was nominated for the Governor General's Award for Excellence. And, you know, when I was putting together all the things, I was like, oh my God, this is a lot. You know, I felt like I really, really have lived my life with purpose when I look back at the different things, and I'm so grateful to God every day that He gave me that vision, that goal. That's why it's so important for us to have a purpose.
Yes.
If you don't have any direction, if you don't know where you're going, you don't have no passion, then I'm telling you, you're just going to be all over the place.
Yes.
It is so important that we allow our lives to be guided by God's purpose, because He brought us all here for a purpose, and that purpose is to serve humanity. So the question is, how have I been serving humanity? And when I was filling out that application for the Governor General's Award, then I really saw that my entire life has been in the service of humanity, particular children and young people. So I was actually grateful for the opportunity to, you know, retrospect, etc.
Awesome. What a lovely note to end on. A life that
of service,
serving humanity. I love it.
Yes.
Lovely note to end on. Anisa, I want to thank you for joining us today again. I was reflecting today on my memory of you, and I know that you're a hard worker. I was saying that you are where you are today because you put in the work.
And that's why it is a principle from the Bible.
Yes.
Right? Don't the Bible tell us that whatever you plant, that is what you're going to reap. Yes. So it is the Bible is really my foundation.
Yes.
For every step that I take. Can't go wrong with the Bible.
I remember those days at college.
Yes.
When you would not be spending time doing what others would do. It was almost like you would be living in the books, you know? And I always say to myself, I don't think that you are necessarily brighter than anybody else. What
not at all.
Is that you put in the work.
Has always been. I always tell myself that I'm not. You know, that's why some people say them bright, and them I've never. I always tell myself, listen, I'm not one of the bright ones. Like some people, they just know things and they're just brilliant. I always tell myself that I have to, if somebody spend 1 hour studying, I'm spending all 5.
That's what I realized.
So that's what I used to do for real, because I wasn't the bright one. So I had to work. I had to put in the work.
Yeah. And that's a powerful life skill, Anisa. And that is something I admired about you from college days. I admire that. You did not take it for granted that, you know, I'm going to learn this thing, or if I get a B, it's okay. Or, you know, if I get a C, you ensured that you put in 2 times the work that somebody else would have put in to make sure you achieve. And you have done that throughout your life. Thus the reason why you are where you are at today. Such a powerful testimony and such a powerful example of hard work and dedication, and where we can land if we continue to work hard and dedicate ourselves to the task. I want to thank you so much for talking to us today again on Defying the Odds. I know a lot of young people in general, should find this motivating. And I want to let my viewers know that I'm going to put your handles at the bottom of my videos. You'll be able to find her handles at the bottom of my videos, so you can contact her and get your personal development courses done for your children, for parents, for educators, and for businesses. Well done, Anisa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and God bless you amazingly, and continue to strive, continue to do what you're doing. You've always been a person of excellence, and I too admire you very, very much. God bless you.
Thank you. Until then.